What's up, Chads and Chadettes? Dexter here with your DexlShort. Quick scan, max signal. We just got a leverage flush, a blue chip DeFi breach, and Hong Kong flicking the switch on deeper global liquidity. I'll hit what moved, why it matters, and how to position your brain. Let's cook.
All right, let's just jump right in. The first thing you absolutely have to see is this number right here. $1.1 billion. That's the amount of capital that was just vaporized in forced liquidations across the crypto market, all in just 24 hours. Talk about a massive reset. And you gotta understand, this wasn't just one big hit. No, this was a brutal cascade. It came in waves. First, a $250 million wave, then a huge $606 million one, and then another $410 million to finish the job. It was a systematic flush of all the excess leverage it had been piling up.
And if you're wondering who felt the most pain, well, this chart tells the whole story. Just look at that skew. This was overwhelmingly a long liquidation event. It means the market was betting on prices going up, got caught completely flat-footed by that sharp BTC drop through 107K, and the system, well, it did exactly what it's designed to do. It liquidated the risk.
So what about the big money? The institutional demand. Well, our best proxy for that, the spot ETF flows, has been bleeding out. We're talking 4 straight days of net money leaving both the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs. When that consistent institutional bid just disappears, it's pretty much a recipe for a price drop.
And that lack of institutional buying has a really direct impact on the market's core supply and demand. Look at this. For the first time in 7 months, the big funds weren't buying enough Bitcoin to soak up all the new coins being mined every day. And it's simple economics, right? When demand can't keep up with new supply, the price has to go down to find new buyers.
Okay, so let's pull back from the crazy price action for a second and look at the macro layer. Because believe me, the regulators are making some big moves, and these are the moves that are going to set the rules for the next phase of this market.
And what we're seeing is this really fascinating split. On one side, you've got Hong Kong basically building bridges to the rest of the world. They're letting exchanges tap into global liquidity and are all in on tokenization. Then, on the other side, you have France's lower house pushing for a brand new crypto wealth tax. One is opening the floodgates, the other is, well, they're building a pretty expensive toll booth.
And of course, we can't forget about the Fed. The message we're getting from officials like Cook and Goolsbee is crystal clear. They are in absolutely no rush to turn on the money printer. Inflation is still sticky, and that means the road ahead for risk assets like crypto is going to be very, very sensitive to their next move. No easy money on the horizon just yet.
So look, here's the crucial point. While the price is going nuts and the politicians are making moves, the real long-term signal is what's actually being built. Let's look at the builder momentum, because this is where the future is being written, right now.
And hey, you don't even have to take my word for it. Listen to this guy, Bill Winters, the CEO of Standard Chartered, a massive global bank. He is on record saying he believes most transactions will eventually move on-chain. This isn't some crypto degen talking. This is the head of a TradFi giant telling you where the puck is going.
And this isn't just talk. It is happening right now. These are the actual rails being laid. Chainlink is bringing real-world FTSE indexes on-chain. Ripple is building out a full-blown prime brokerage for institutions. Kraken is making capital way more efficient for traders in Europe. This is the foundational stuff that makes that big on-chain vision a reality.
All right, let's go deeper. Let's get to the deepest layer, the code itself. This is where we see the real risks, yeah? But more importantly, the real strengths of this whole on-chain economy. And yeah, the risks are very real. Just look at this number, roughly $116 million. That was the price tag on the recent balancer exploit. And we're not talking about some fly-by-night protocol. This was a vulnerability in a true blue chip of DeFi.
So this whole event was like a masterclass in what we call composability risk. A bug in Balancer cascaded down and forced an entire blockchain, Berachain, to actually halt its network to patch the problem. But, and this is the key part, it was also a masterclass in incident response. Check out Stakewise. They managed to recover almost 3/4 of the stolen money. The ecosystem learns from these hits, it adapts, and it gets stronger.
And we saw a pretty similar story play out in the stablecoin world. You had a smaller, more niche stablecoin, XUSD, that came under stress and lost its peg. But at the exact same time, the major, battle-tested stablecoins on Ethereum, they were processing a record $2.8 trillion in volume. The market is clearly consolidating around the most resilient players.
Now this might be the most important signal of the whole damn thing.
Despite that billion-dollar liquidation flush, despite the market selling off, what did people actually do on-chain? Well, they transacted more than ever before. Decentralized exchange volume absolutely exploded to an all-time high of over $613 billion. The actual usage of the core infrastructure is expanding, no matter what the price is doing.
So, after all that, the crazy market flush, the policy chess moves, the exploits, the builder wins, what's the one thing you, the Chads and Chadettes, should really be taking away from all this? It's simple, really. The short-term, paper-handed, speculative leverage, it got completely purged from the system. That's just noise. The real signal is that the fundamental rails, the DEXs, the stablecoins, the institutional plumbing, they aren't just holding up under the stress. They're actually getting stronger and seeing record-breaking use.
Look, we've only just scratched the surface here. If you want to go way deeper on all this, you got to catch me and Mrs. Dexl as we break it all down, layer by layer, on the DexlCast this Saturday.
And that's the tape. If this helped you cut through the noise, tap the like so the signal finds the rest of the squad. And definitely sub for the next DexlShort. I'm Dexter. Stay solvent, stay curious. DexlCast out.